What's good? Ain't it a nice day for an outside video? Autumn came and said, I'm here, girl. We might get one more week of warm days, but autumn is definitely here. So let's get into Power Book 4, Force, Season 2, Episode 4, The Devil's in the Details. So this episode, that daggone Jannard is at the house having hallucinations that he sees Lil K hanging from the ceiling in his dining room. Jannard is just all over the place, y'all. Jannard is sniffing and vipping dope or drugs in front of everybody. It don't give two craps about who he doing in front of. We see Stacy's husband, that detective. He's meeting with the agents, the whole task force is meeting. And they decide that they gonna go crack down because they found Lil K's body by they called it Heroin Highway. They found him strangled, and they could tell that he fought for his life. So they set up a task. Well, they already got the task force, but the goal is they're gonna go out. They're gonna tell Tommy to figure out who he is, and they're gonna go keep locking up all their dealers. You know, the big people, not the little petty ones, but the big people and up or whatever. They're gonna lock all of them up all day. So Tommy, he goes to pick up Maria, Miguel's little sister, to take her driving. He picks her up in a pickup truck. Nice pickup truck, gray on the outside, red leather interior. Takes her to a parking lot to practice driving. The pickup truck is a stick shift. So he's teaching her to drive, and we see Vargas and that Asian girl. I don't even recall what her name was. We see them off on the side in the car. They looking and watching. And the girls is taking pictures of Tommy. So at some point, Maria drives off the parking lot, and they drive. The Asian lady hurry up and get in the car. Vargas ducks down in the car as they come speeding by them, and they following them, tailing them. A train comes. She puts her foot on the gas, and goes like this past the train. Vargas and his partner get stopped by the train. The pictures they take back to their superiors. They realize that those pictures, the young lady in the pictures was Miguel's sister, and the Asian lady was like, yeah, and she lives in the look but don't touch area code, which means nobody's supposed to be messing with his sister. Look at my shirt, y'all. So while they were on the parking lot, Tommy is the one who tells Maria the devil's in the details. Diamond's at the shop. Leon comes in with his mom. His mom was like, you gonna teach my son to box? He said, yeah, bring him to such and such a place, and I'm gonna show him. She said, thank you, I appreciate it. Or whatever. She said, he'll be there. She leaves out. I said, alright, Diamond gonna eventually have sex with this lady. I already can see it. Tommy and Maria are at some park, walking and talking. Tommy sees some guy with this weird tattoo. And I kept thinking to myself, who is he? Because the way that the camera was stuck on there, I said, he got to be somebody. Tommy tell Maria he got to go to the bathroom. He go in there. The guy comes in behind him. Tommy kills him. He was one of Rojas' guys. Rojas, the one that's in jail, that Diamond put in a wheelchair. And the tattoo was one of their tattoos. I thought he was one of Miguel's people, but nope. He's one of Rojas' guys. So Tommy goes to pull up on the guys that's out on the street. He sees them all being arrested and stuff, so he hurry up, put his hood on, backs out, goes about his business. We see Vic having another conversation with his Vic having a conversation with Claudia. Claudia trying to tell Vic to join her. She has a meeting with Mirkovich, the Serbs, and tries to cut a deal with him selling Oxy, any opioids, all the very addictive opioids is what she wants to sell on the street black market and selling in the black neighborhoods. So Merkovich is kind of like, you need more people, like, not just you. You can't do it by yourself or whatever. So, of course, she gonna go try to say whatever she needs to say to Vic. Because she knows he's upset with the father to get him to join her. And she's just like, you know what? We can do this. We don't need Di to do this. And he said no. She was like, come on. He been playing us. He been putting us, the two of us, against one another, trying to say that one of us gonna take over the family business and all that. Like, let's just beat him at his own game, basically. And Vic is like, you starting to sound just like him. She was like, I am not like our father, or whatever. And I'm like, girl, yes you are. You're using your brother to try to get this deal with Merkovich or whatever, right? So eventually she says, we need to take him out, talk about their father. He said, huh? She was like, listen, you already done said that you working for him and you trying to take him down from the outside, from the inside. Your way is the slow way. My way of killing him is going to be quick and fast and put him out of his misery. Paulie talks with Walter and like, listen, we need to go ask Dublin for more time. Walter is like, I'm a man and I stand on my own 2 feet and I pay my debts at all times. It might take time, but I'm gonna pay my debt. So basically, he now going to Brendan and groveling and asking for more time. He gonna find a way out of no way to pay the debt. Paulie takes upon himself to go meet with Brendan. Gives him an envelope full of money. It said, this is for an ask. And he was like, what you gonna ask? Can you give more time? Brendan was saying something like they not too happy and all this and that over in Dublin. So Paulie was like, but he gonna get it. He just need more time. And at this scene, when they met on the bridge and talked, I said, now I know where I remember him from. He plays Duffy. Like I said on that other video, he played Duffy on P-Valley. He was Gidget's boyfriend in the first episode. In the first season. And then second season, he started having a thing for roulette. And he kissed her, choked her in the hallway and kissed her and all that kind of stuff. Remember that? Put his hands in her pants, created a little tickle at him with her kitty twat. Yeah. But that's him playing Brendan. So Vic finally concedes and goes along. Tell Claudia he going along with her plan. We see Paco. No, Jannar goes to Stasia. Stasia. Is her name Stasia or Stanley? One of those names. It's not Stacy though, so it must be Stasia or Stanley. Shanti. That's her name, Shanti. He goes to Shanti and he tells Shanti that he killed Lil K. And she like, what the fuck? So she mad. She like, you know what this mean? You gonna start some ish. Like, you gonna look this kind of way to everybody on the outside. This not gonna be good. He talking about, I'm gonna take care of it. I got it. I had to deal with him or whatever. He disobeyed orders or whatever. And he like, is you riding with me or no? She was like, thought for a second. He kissed her. She like, all right, I'm riding with you. I said, girl, you gonna end up getting yourself killed fucking with Jannar. That's what's gonna end up happening. He bit some dope in front of her. They at his place, they packaging the drugs or whatever, his little trap house. They packaging up. And that's when C4 or whatever his name is. C4 is actually the kid. He was on the shot too. He was in the gang with Treese and Reg and them. and he was the little kid that was in the doorway when Coogie was removing Jason's sneakers and his necklace, his chain that Ronnie had gave him. He was the one who warned Coogie, like, get out of here because the cops were their way. He tells Paco, the one with the dreads, he like, we got a phone call, they said Lil K missing. Like, you know anything about that? Janard lies. No. I don't know where that nigga at. And Paco is like, well, I was with Lil K when you called him and told him you needed a ride. He said, and I hit that nigga back and he never hit me back after that. So I never met up with him. That's when the little guy, C4, C-So, whatever his name is, he looks at the phone and he like, it say they found Lil K dead, strangled off of E-Way. And Paco was like, the fuck? And of course Janard is like, oh damn, that's effed up, and he goes back to doing what he's doing, which was counting money. Paco was like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, one of our crew just got found dead, and you acting like it ain't nothing. You just gonna go back to counting your money? So them two exchange some words, and he starts to walk off. Then Janard says, listen, if you want to go kill somebody, kill me. I killed him. I killed Lil K. Instantly, Paco and Janard get to fighting. Next thing you know, out of nowhere, another black guy and some white guy. I didn't even see the white guy standing there when they was all standing there talking. Where did he come from? And then he had the thing dangling on his chest. He looked like he was a cop. Is this something that the producers of the show missed? Like, was this guy just somebody that worked in the background and they told him to get in this scene and show how this fight's supposed to go, and y'all forgot to take his little badge or whatever off? Because what the hell? They ain't never had no white boys in their crew. Where he come from? So they get Janard on the ground, they stomping him and kicking him. Another guy comes out, he shoots in the air, say break that shit up. We got bigger fish to fry. Paco get up and say, fuck that shit. I ain't riding with him no more. And so Paco like, whoever with me, come on. And so the little boy C4, whoever he is, he rolls with him and another guy. They roll out, leave with Paco. And the other two guys that helped him jump, Janard. Janard mouth bloody and all that kind of stuff. I was like, Janard doing the most because he was even sniffing dope in front of them. I said, oh, so you just ate it? And Paco even said it like, so you sniffing, you getting high on your own supply? The same thing that Lil K said before Janard got angry and killed him. But Janard knew he had to kill Lil K anyway, or else Tommy was going to kill him. So anyway, we see Tommy comes to the barbershop. He see Seamus in there from season 1. He was taking money from Diamond because Diamond put some drugs on the street back in the day that his sister got a hold of, and she a vegetable basically. He need money to take care of his sister. So he been shaking Diamond down basically, and he back. He want more money. So Tommy seen him talking to Diamond. Tommy disappeared and then came back to Diamond at another point. And was like, who the hell was that? And of course, he lied at first. Don't really tell Tommy who he is. He said some BS like he trying to get me to give free haircuts. Not just here but other places too, or something he was saying. Trying to get me to do some charity for the police force or whatever. Then Tommy catches him meeting up with Seamus to pay Seamus some money. And Tommy comes to him and confronts him again, like, listen, I done seen you meet up with him 2 times. And the second time you went in with a bag and you came out with nothing. Are you giving him information on me? So Diamond tells the truth. Listen, he's shaking me down. He gives him the whole spiel about the drugs and the sister and all that. My whole thing is, watching this though, I could have sworn in the first episode of this season, when Diamond had to go meet the new parole officer, Didn't he say Seamus lost his job? Didn't the parole officer say Seamus? They found out he was crooked and getting paid off by the Flintons and stuff. So he lost his job. So how is he still shaking Diamond down if he not even a cop no more? So Tommy like, all right, I got a plan. We got a plan on how we gonna get him or whatever. So Diamond said, bet. We see Jannar goes to Miguel. He don't have all the money. Miguel choking him out. I was like, oh God, Jannar about to lose his life. And then Maria shows up to do his shots for his diabetes. And that's what saves Jannar's life. Jannar gets to go on about his business. Walter finds out that Paulie went behind his back and tried to give Brendan some money to buy him some more time. So he goes to Paulie's house and yelling. He drunk. He disowns Paulie. And then we find out Paulie and Walter are married to two sisters. Paulie had lost his job, whatever job he had, and Walter's wife begged him to give her sister's husband a job. And because even though he's Polish, he still gave him a job. He was loyal and all that kind of stuff. But now he felt like Paulie stabbed him in the back. So he told Paulie he ain't welcome no more. He ain't working for him no more. I'm thinking to myself, you gonna need Paulie tail in the end though. So you gonna have to come back to this conversation and apologize, or come back with your tail tucked between your legs, cause you need Paulie. Paulie is the reason. Like, he's the voice of reason in your head, cause you be messing up, Walter. I forgot to mention, at some point in one of their conversations, Claudia tells Vic about Gloria's bar not being what it used to be. You don't. She said something like, "You don't know what Di did to Gloria's bar." He goes to the bar. He done turned the bar into a freaking strip joint. Her picture is gone and everything. He pissed. He punched the photographer in the mouth at the club or whatever and leaves. So that's what really seals the deal for him to work with Claudia in this business that she about to branch off and do with Merkovich and the rest of the Serbs. We see D-Mac have a conversation with Marshall outside on the basketball court, where Jannard approached Chewie and them to tell them to come and be a part of treason. And matter of fact, Paco told him before right after he fought him, you treason is a bunch of treasonous motherfuckers. And I'm thinking, duh, that's what started all this anyway. Treason. He tried to have his own brother murdered. That's what started this whole split anyway. Duh. But anyway, Marshall and D-Mac on the basketball court talking. D-Mac like, I'm trying to get back in. My uncle got you on the payroll and he want to keep me behind a computer screen. I'm trying to get that work, trying to get that money. I got more talents than that. Marshall was like, no, bro. You got an uncle that's looking out for you. And you need to stay off these streets. It's other things you can do to get money, bruh. Like, you ain't gotta be out here like this. He trying to save you and save your life. And honestly, I don't want to lose my friend. So you can't be out here like this. It's more dangerous. We see a group of girls walk by. We see a girl that D-Mac obviously got a little crush on. And Marshall says something to them. And they turn, they respond, and they keep walking. Marshall was like, listen, you gotta have money to get with them. D-Mac like, okay. So later that day, D-Mac catches the girl and her homegirl coming out of a salon. He said, oh, so you went and got your hair did. So basically all she did, she had a wild flowing natural hair. Just flowing. A bush. An afro. She came out the shop, she had two braids like this coming around in front of the afro. That's what she got done. Two braids. Well, 4 braids, 2 on each side. So D-Mac like, hey, you got your hair done. She like, He like, won't you come over here, hit this with me with some weed? Her friend was like, no, she ain't finna do that. And the little girl was like, yeah, I don't mess with my brain cells. And the friend said, yeah, because we know you dropped out of school and you smoking. So he said, all right, well, won't we go somewhere and do something together? Won't we go catch a movie or something? So she was like, that sounds good. But first you gotta get that head taken care of. Get a low cut, get a shape up and stuff. Like, you gotta look nice to be taking me out. You ain't taking me out looking like that. He like, alright, okay, bet. He said, I'm gonna pick you up tonight. I think that's what he said. Well, he alluded to the fact that he gonna get it taken care of so he can take her out to the movies. So he go home, him and his father in the house. His father is playing the piano. He like, Dad, you got skills. And JP like, you got the same skills too. And he was like, no, I ain't good with that. I'm good at math. And so JP was like, cool, but you got other skills you could build on. And so D-Mac had said that when he was a kid, JP had bought him a little keyboard. And he played on that keyboard and played on that keyboard, thinking that music was going to bring JP back, and it never did. And that's when he gave up. So JP was like, well, I can give you some lessons. I can teach you how to do this or whatever. So D-Mac like, cool, cool. And he was like, well, I'm about to leave. I gotta go get this head taken care of. I got a date. And JP like, oh, okay. And so D-Mac leave. We see, I feel like it's something that I forgot to mention. Tommy and Diamond are together. They meeting up with Seamus. Seamus comes in for the money. Tommy turns and said, listen, it ain't gonna keep being this. We'll give you a certain amount, put you on the payroll if you tell us everything the cops know about us. Seamus is, he good for us or whatever. He taking it back and he just like, the fuck? I would never work for no two low-level criminals. I'm a cop. I don't work for criminals. But you shaking them down, so you're a criminal too. And you was working for the Flins. And Tommy mentioned that he used to work for the Flins. And he also, Seamus tells them he ain't working for them. He ain't working for them. He ain't working for somebody he don't know, which is Tommy. And he definitely not working for Diamond. Diamond gonna be going back to jail is basically what he says. So he like, give me the fucking money. And he pulls a gun on them. Lo and behold, D-Mac comes down the fucking step and pow, shoots Seamus. Shot comes straight through the back of his head and right out his forehead like this. Seamus is. I said, so y'all brought him back to kill him off. I guess it was going. I mean, he didn't. I know sometimes they do certain things so that we won't keep asking where this character at, where this character at. But I feel like he wasn't that big of a character where people was gonna keep asking where he was if we just never saw him again or whatever. Cause I could have sworn in the first episode of this season, they said that Seamus was not a cop no more. So anyway, Tommy like, what the fuck, D-Man? And he was like, Uncle Tommy, I was trying to save you. He was only coming to the barbershop to get a fucking haircut, and he overheard them down there. I forgot to mention, Diamond actually does give Leon his first boxing lesson. And while he was giving him the lesson, he also opened up about what got him into boxing. And he gave Leon some good tips, like boxing taught him to be patient, to be able to read people, especially their body language, and know a person's story before you even speak one word to them, like sizing them up and stuff like that. It teaches you endurance and everything, not just how to protect yourself. And so Leon like, okay, I said this is good, but I really think it's going to end up being Diamond going to mess with Leon's mother, and that might damage what they starting to build in a sense. I'm not sure. Mm-mm-mm. And we ain't seen Kate. Nobody seen Kate for a few days either. So we don't know what's going on with her. But yeah, D-Mac then caught a body. Tommy is like, you killed a fucking cop. And D-Mac is just like, but he was trying to save his Uncle Tommy. And I love to hear him say, well, Uncle Tommy, I love hearing him say that. And I think that does something to Tommy. But that's it. I see y'all in the next review for Power Book 4 Season 2. This was episode 4, The Devil's in the Details. I'll holler at y'all next week. Tell me what y'all think. What's going to happen now? Is this about to be on and popping? On and popping now.